Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. What I want to talk to you guys about in this video is the biggest misconception in credit repair. And I get this question often, and I deal with this situation often with my company. And that is that if I remove an item from your credit report, do you still owe that debt? And for some reason, people believe because it's removed from their credit report, they don't owe this debt any longer. And that's not the case. If there's one thing that you can take away from this video is integrity. And what we try to teach people is that just because an item is removed, it doesn't mean that they can't come after you for a judgment. It doesn't mean that you don't have to pay this debt. You have to understand that there's a lot of credit repair companies out here that are giving you the advice of don't pay your collections. And I want to just go over a few scenarios of why and how this can be very dangerous to your situation. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you have a collection on your credit report and you get it removed and you're still within the statute of limitations. If you're within the statute of limitations, that collection company can still come after you for that debt. You can get a judgment and a garnishment levied against your wages, but it still can be removed from your credit report. And I try to stress these things because I think that the reason why this is out there is because people believe that if you pay a collection off, then that's going to make that collection stay on your credit report longer. And what actually is being misconstrued is the date of last activity and the date of first delinquency. And I made a video about this, and I may put another video out there about that. But there's a difference between the statute of limitations and the date of first delinquency, or the date of last activity. The date of last activity has to do with only the statute of limitations as far as when they can come after you for a judgment. And the date of first delinquency has to do with how long an item is going to stay on your credit report. So understand that as soon as you become delinquent and you do not catch up that debt, from that date, 7 years plus 180 days, that derogatory is going to stay on your credit report if you do not get it removed. 7 years plus 180 days. That has to do with the date of first delinquency. When did you first become delinquent with this debt? Okay, and it doesn't have anything to do with statute of limitations. The date of last activity has to do with the statute of limitations. What that says is, like, let's say you go make a payment, you have a collection, and let's say it's 6 years. We'll just put it in this scenario. The debt is 6 years old, and it's still on your credit report. Regardless whether you pay it or don't pay it, it's going to be removed 1 year and 180 days. Okay, it's going to be removed 1 year plus 180 days. If you get it removed from your credit report on the 6-year mark, and then you decide to pay it, that can reset the date of last activity. And chances are it will. And then that means that they can come after you now for that debt. They can levy a garnishment against your wages. And I just want people to understand the difference between the two. And it's really important to understand the difference between the two because you have so much misinformation. And if my only strategy is don't pay your collections, then you're going to be in a situation where the only strategy you have is delete, delete, delete. And if you're a credit repair company or you're working with a credit repair company and they're giving you this strategy and they don't believe in paying collections, then you're missing out. Because I will say this, that I do have a better chance of removing items. The numbers don't lie. They tell you a story. We're a lot more successful with paid collections than we are with unpaid collections. And that is something that people just have to come to grips with. If you're a collection company and you already received that money for that collection, chances are they're not going to continue pursuing you for this debt. Meaning, when the credit bureaus send them an investigation notice to investigate a particular item on your credit report, they're not going to bother with it if they already received their money. And so the 30-day mark is going to pass, and they're going to bypass the investigation and remove it from your credit report, if you understand what I'm saying. So understanding the dispute process is important, and understanding that there's several ways to go about a collection item or charge off on your credit report. And the thing is that when you go through a credit repair company, understand that it's going to take some time. And I don't know if I do a good enough job setting the right expectations on what it's going to take for you to get items deleted from your credit report. And it's great that if we're able to remove items, in the first round. But when you go with a credit repair company, I mean, the bare minimum I would say is a year, right? And you have to ask yourself, are you willing to do this for a year? A lot of times I say 6 months, but the reality of it is it can take up to a year to 24 months for you to get good ground. And a lot of times people will come and they'll sign up and they'll be with us for 2-3 months, and then they don't see anything and they think, well, nothing's going to ever come off. And that's just not the case. You're just throwing money out the window. So I want you guys to have the proper expectations and understand what the process is about, right? And if you're with us, a lot of times in a situation that I can kind of get a feel if that item is not going to be removed. Like, let's say they're making changes, they're doing the updates because we're doing factual disputing, and we notice that they're making the changes and they're like, no, we want our money, and they're still coming after you. Chances are we may pursue a settlement of some sort at that point. But to just say plain and simple that the only thing is delete, and don't pay collections, I just feel, in my personal opinion, it's just the wrong way to go about this whole credit repair process. It's going to take a lot of persistence. It's going to take a lot of patience. And if you have those two things, chances are you're going to be successful in the game. But if you're not willing to take the time out and just really learn as much as you possibly can about the whole process, and just remember, as you're going through this process, you are building your credit. And that's why I always tell people, before you even start credit repair, before you even get into that, go in that direction of credit repair, what I want you guys to do is already have some items on your credit report that's going to already start building your credit report or building your credit scores. So as items are coming off, you're still getting point increases just from the building, and you're getting point increases from items that are being removed from your credit report. Always work for the most recent 24 months and then go from there. And that's usually the strategy that I like to take when we're talking about credit repair. And if you guys are looking to do something like this on your own, you guys can join my newsletter. If you basically go in the description of this video, I have a link where it's my book, Credit Anatomy, that I wrote. And when you sign up for that book, there's an email sequence that you join. You get 15 dispute letters. Plus, I give you 1 to 2 emails a week, basically teaching you about credit. And I just believe, it's my personal opinion, we don't have enough education out here teaching us about credit, teaching us about personal finance, and we're just winging it. And my whole story is, in 2017, I filed a bankruptcy, and I knew that it was going to be a great time for me to show people how to build credit. And this is how this channel got started, because I knew how to build credit. I knew that I was going to rebound from it, and I wanted to teach people to do the same exact thing. So if you go through this YouTube channel and you start looking through my videos from 3 years ago, you're going to see a lot of videos where my credit scores weren't the greatest. And I showed you my credit scores because I wanted you guys to see that I'm the real deal. I'm not just somebody that's sitting behind a pulpit just trying to tell you guys, do it, do it, do it. I'm actually doing the work myself. And I wanted to show you guys, I showed my credit report at the very beginning before I even started credit repair. And then I showed my credit report after. And if you guys want, I'm going to link that video at the end of this video. I'm going to link that video. And I'm also going to link a little credit repair course that you guys can go through and take just to get a feel of what we look for as far as like if you're thinking about becoming a client or something like that. You have to have some type of items on your credit report to build your credit. And there is nothing that's going to build your credit scores more than with secure credit cards, with the MyJewelers. I'm a huge fan of the MyJewelers account. I'm a huge fan of the New Coast Direct. And a lot of times when I'm talking to people, they will say, well, you know, I don't have all the accounts that you required, but do you think you can start on my credit repair? And my question to them is, why would you do it that way? What is the sole purpose? And a lot of times the only thing that people are trying to do is cut corners. And cutting corners in this game is just not the way to go. It's going to lead to a problem down the road. If you start cutting corners now, later on down the road, you're going to start getting CPN numbers. Trust me, I see it all the time. You're going to come across somebody that's going to sell you a CPN number. You're going to come across somebody that's going to sell you trade lines. And the trade lines are not going to benefit you. These authorized user accounts are not going to benefit you because your credit report is so tarnished. And that's what I want you guys to understand, that you don't have to cut corners. You don't have to take these shortcuts in order to get your credit report where it needs to be. I take my time out on these videos to show you guys and teach you guys the right way to build your credit. And if you have people that are telling you you don't have to pay your collections, if you pay your collections, chances are it's going to stay on your credit report longer. All that stuff is false. And you may want to question if you want them to be your credit mentor, right? Because if they're disputing items on your behalf, chances are you're not going to want them mentoring you on credit, because they don't understand the laws of credit. And understanding the laws of credit is half the battle, right? And being persistent and patient is the other half. All right. So I didn't want to make a long video, but I did want to reach out to you guys, because when I speak to people, I have situations where people will come to me and they'll say, hey, Kenny, I heard, right? And that's usually how it starts. Hey, Kenny, I heard that if I pay this collection, then that means that it's going to stay on my credit report longer. And that's just false. All right. So I'm glad to clear this misconception up. And I hope those of you that are doing your own credit repair are having success. And if you're looking for a credit repair company, of course, you can always reach out to me, Kenny@CreditLiving.com. I do not answer a lot of emails, but if you call me, 858-442-4498, go in the description, check out my phone number. If you call me, if you're looking for a credit repair company and you're serious, chances are I may work with you. Chances are I may not, right? Because I don't work with everybody. If you have all the right items and you're ready to roll, chances are we could probably help you in some kind of way. But the first thing is getting that credit right. Start building that credit now. Don't wait. Go out, get you a couple of secure credit cards, get the MyJewelers, get the New Coast. And if you don't have a student loan, a mortgage, or a auto loan, then you may want to pick up the self account or something like that, just to help you build your credit. And once you get that good foundation together, you just reach out to me. And at that point, we can get started. But if you're, prematurely trying to do credit repair, it's just going to be a problem. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to blame me for it. And that's usually what happens when things don't go the way that you want, right? That you expect them to go, but you're cutting corners. Chances are it's not going to go the way you want. All right. And it's just that simple. So go in the description, download the book. I got some goodies down there. I got a little spreadsheet that'll help you pick out the secure credit cards for you. And I think that it'd help you out a lot. All right. You guys have a blessed one.